I want you to do something for me. Pull up your banking app. Find the day your last paycheck landed. Now look at the 3 days after that. Go ahead, I'll wait. You're going to see something. A little cluster of transactions, all bunched up right after the money arrived. Rent or mortgage, a car payment, 2 or 3 subscriptions. Maybe an insurance, auto draft, a credit card, minimum. Here is the part that I think nobody ever says out loud. By the time you actually look at your account, by the time you sit down and think, okay, what can I spend this month? The money is already gone. Not most of it, not some of it. The part you thought was yours. A few years ago, I actually sat down and did this with my own account. I had just gotten what I thought was a decent paycheck. And I remember the exact feeling. The number landed, and for about a day, I felt okay. Then I checked again at the end of the week, and it was like watching a magic trick where the coin was never really there. So I did something kind of obsessive. I wrote down every automatic withdrawal in the order it left my account in the first 72 hours after payday. And what I found genuinely changed how I think about money. There were 5 separate parties who all had access to my paycheck before I did. 5. And I had never met any of them. I had never, in any real sense, decided to pay them in that order. Somebody else had decided that for me. That is what this video is about. Not budgeting. I'm not going to tell you to make a spreadsheet or cut out coffee. You've heard that 100 times, and it is not the point. The point is the order, the sequence in which your money leaves you. Because the sequence was designed by people who understood something about you that you were never told about yourself. So here is what we're going to do for the next 10 minutes. I'm going to walk you through who actually touches your paycheck first, why they got to be first in line, and how that single fact, the order, quietly decides whether you end every month with breathing room or end every month wondering where it all went. There is also one specific trick, something the financial industry figured out decades ago. That explains why you feel broke on a salary. That, on paper, should be enough. I'll get to that. It is the part that actually made me angry. Okay, let's open this up. So the first thing to understand is a phrase that sounds boring, but matters enormously. Disposable income. Most people think disposable income means your paycheck. It does not. Your paycheck is the gross number, the headline. Your disposable income is what is actually left after every party with a prior claim has taken their share. And here is the thing nobody explains. Those parties are not standing in a random line. They are standing in a very specific, very deliberate order. At the very front of the line is the government. Before your paycheck ever reaches your account, income tax and payroll taxes are already removed. You never see that money. You never get the chance to feel it as yours. This is not an accident of paperwork. It is called withholding, and it was specifically designed so that you never hold the full amount. Because a person who never holds money does not feel that money being taken. The second party in line is your housing. Rent or mortgage usually auto drafts within a day or 2 of payday. Lenders and landlords learned a long time ago that being early in the sequence means they get paid before anything can go wrong. The third party is your debt. Car loans, credit card minimums, student loans. These are also timed deliberately to hit early. The lender does not want to be paid by whatever is left over. The lender wants to be paid first and leave the leftover problem to you. The fourth party is the subscription economy. Streaming, software, the gym, cloud storage, the app you forgot you signed up for. Each one small, all of them together, not small at all. And the fifth party, the one that should be first, the one that should be at the front of that line, is you, your savings, your future, and you are dead last. By the time it is your turn, the line has already moved through, and you are collecting what fell on the floor. This brings us to the second thing, and this is the part I promised would make you angry. There is a reason the order is built this way. It is a behavioral principle, and the financial industry has understood it for decades. The principle is simple. People budget with the money they can see, not the money they earn, the money they see. If $2,000 hits your account, your brain quietly recalibrates and starts treating $2,000 as the size of your life. You do not budget around your salary. You budget around your visible balance. So every party that takes their cut before you see the money becomes invisible. It stops feeling like a cost. It just becomes part of the background. The tax you never held does not feel like a loss. The rent that left on day one does not feel like a decision. By the time you are consciously thinking about money, your brain has already drawn the boundary of what is normal around a number that has already been hollowed out. This is why you can get a raise, and 6 months later feel exactly as broke as before. The raise did not fail. It just entered the same sequence, got processed by the same 5 parties, and your visible balance recalibrated again. to a slightly higher version of not enough. Now, I told you at the start that I did this exercise on my own account. 5 parties before me. Let me tell you the specific moment it actually clicked. Because I think it will click for you the same way. I was looking at one line. A subscription. $11. Something I had signed up for, used twice, and forgotten. And $11 is nothing, right? That is the entire trick. $11 is designed to be nothing. Small enough to ignore. But I had $11. And $9. And $14. And a few more. And when I added the whole quiet little crowd of them together, it was over $160 a month, leaving my account, before I had consciously decided anything. Nearly $2,000 a year. Moving on a schedule I did not set, to a group of companies counting on one thing, that each charge, alone, was too small to make me look. That is the moment I stopped feeling broke, and started feeling something more useful, specific, because once you can see the sequence, you can finally do something about it. And that is the third thing. So here is the third thing. And it is the only piece of actual advice in this video. You cannot stop the line from existing. The government will always go first. Your rent will always be near the front. That is not changeable. But you can change one position in the sequence. Yours. There is an old phrase for this. Pay yourself first. And it usually gets repeated as a cheerful little slogan, with none of the mechanism attached. Here is the mechanism. The reason to pay yourself first is not motivational. It is that the first money in the sequence is the only money that is real. Everything early in the line gets treated as a fixed cost, something that simply leaves, automatically, no decision required. Everything that comes after you gets treated as optional, flexible, negotiable. So when your savings sit at the back of the line, your own future is the negotiable item. It is the thing that gets cut on a hard month. But if you move savings to the front, if an automatic transfer to a separate account fires on payday before you ever see the balance, then your future becomes a fixed cost too. It becomes invisible in the good way. It becomes the rent you pay to yourself, and the rest of your spending recalibrates around the number that is left, exactly the way it was always going to recalibrate anyway. The amount does not have to be large. The position is what matters. Front of the line, not the back. Now here is the part nobody in the financial industry really wants to say out loud. Everything about how your money moves. The withholding, the auto drafts, the payday timed billing, the subscriptions priced just small enough to ignore. All of it is engineered around a single fact about human beings. We manage what we see, and we ignore what we never hold. That is not a flaw. They are exploiting by accident. It is the design. The system is not broken. It is working exactly as intended. For everyone in that line who stands ahead of you. The fact that you reach the front of your own paycheck last is not bad luck, and it is not a personal failing. It is a sequence, and the sequence was built by people who were never going to put you first. So the next time a paycheck lands, and a few good days later, you feel that quiet confusion, that where did it actually go feeling, remember that it did not vanish. It moved, in order, through a line you did not arrange. And the single most powerful thing you can do is not to earn more. Not yet. It is to walk to the front of your own line. If you want to understand the next part of this, how the subscription economy, specifically, was designed to stay invisible inside that sequence, go and watch this video next. And don't forget to like and subscribe to keep on learning how money works.